Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us. This is our top five and plus two. Again, you get two bonus this week. Alpha Traders, top, I guess we should call it top seven list if we're going to keep going. But our top five plays plus two for the week. We appreciate everybody listening in. Hope you guys are enjoying the free content. As always, you guys can join us at alphatraders.com. Check us out. 3-day trials. A lot of, I think all of our members are pretty happy. And, it was interesting. Dave Portnoy said when he signed the contract with Penn for Penn to buy them, that he would work his explicitive off for all the shareholders of Penn. And that's kind of how I feel about Alpha Traders. I will literally work my what off for you guys, and I think any of the members can vouch for that. I'm in there 24/7, literally trying to figure out what we can do, how we can do it, putting ideas out there, talking about ways that I look at things, so you guys can learn as well. And I think it's so important that education comes with all of this, because I can't push the buttons for you. I can't tell you exactly what to do all the time. All I can tell you is what I'm doing, and this is the process that I use to be successful. So with all that said, let's go to the top five. So number one, Tesla. I love EVs this week. You guys can see on my list here. You guys see all that. I love EVs. I think they're awesome. Tesla they met their goal of 500,000 deliveries. And obviously somebody knew something, because it finished above the ascending wedge triangle here. Closed above all-time highs, started below, got all the way up to 717, or was 718.72. Looking for this to continue. I wouldn't be surprised though if this came down, retested the breakout, and then went. The premiums are telling us that for this week, there's something brewing here. I don't know if it's a 20-point move. I don't know if it's a 30-point move. It could be a 5-point move. But premiums have told us that every time Tesla tries to finish above up here, there's a continuation. Here's a perfect example. Finish above the 8-day. Continuation. Flag. Continuation. Again, sinks below, but it never goes below. Up again, up again. So it touched, went up, went up. We'll see. Does it have another up day in it? Or is it one of those days where it gets a little extended and it sells off? I don't think so. I think 700 was a big number. So we'll be looking, personally, in the group, we're looking at Tesla hard. Another EV play, Lee. Super interesting, because if you look at the chart, if you're a chartist or you're a chart doctor or whatever you want to call it, this looks awful in the sense that you're in a local downtrend. You had a great move up. Local downtrend, though, and if you're a chartist, you see indicators, you see all this, you see the wedge, you see a gap fill below. You're like, no, I can't play this. But Lee had some really great news. I think they became the second, biggest deliverables in China for EVs. I think behind NIO. And it's very interesting to see if there's a huge volume shelf here on the daily that it needs to get through. Also, it tapped gap support, came up, got up to the trend again. Does it come down to gap support again and either fill it, or does it bounce again? My guess is this is a bounce area, in the sense that if EVs are strong, Tesla's moving well, NIO's moving well. There's a lot of people out there already. I've seen it on FinTwit. They're saying NIO's the move this week. NIO's the move. Don't disagree. I like Lee. A lot of people like NIO. A lot of people like XPET. I like all three of them. But just for a case study, since we did Tesla, I wanted to show you that not all EVs are created equal, and that this right here is a big moment. If it can get through this shelf right here at 31, it's easily at 33, 34 by the end of the week. I think this is a very easy play. There should be a lot of volume, though. That's the one thing you're gonna have to look for, is volume. And if it fails here, or maybe they try to sell it off first thing, get it all the way down to gap support here at 26, 27, and then they try to ride it and juice that thing back up. I'm not sure, but I'll keep an eye on it. This is a buy here for me. This is somewhere you buy, maybe the 28s, maybe the 27 and a halves. You buy that, and then you ride it up either to the 8-day, which is what, roughly at 29.51, and ride it up to here. It's about a 30, 40% play. You can sell it here and see what happens, or you can, sell half and see what happens. However you want. You got to manage your account, as we always say. Next, after that, I'm a big fan of this Home Depot action. I'm not a big option guy when it comes to Home Depot. The spreads are a little wide, a little loose for me. Um, for example, a lot of guys try to play them on the weeklies, and I think they fail for the most part. Just because it's hard to the premiums get drained so quick on any down day here on HD that it's like um, it's really hard to play. You're better off playing leaps, which in looking at this, it kind of screams leaps. You have this channel from, we'll call it here, rough channel. We're not calling it the perfect channel, but you have this channel that it's trading in. And you're looking at this going, that's a nice channel. It's kind of like at the bottom. It bounced once already off it and went 20, almost 20 points, 17 points. Okay, nice little try. Still on the downtrend though. Failed through, came all the way down. But for me, the 200 support here is a nice area. I mean, this is the perfect area to buy, 259. So if it does sell off down into that or gets to 260, that's a great buy, I think, for a really long. You can buy leaps into February, into March. I do think it gets back to, we'll call it 292 and beyond, possibly. If the market is good, Home Depot is good. It's just one of those IRA stocks that you can buy it as a stock anytime you want, DCA into it, hold in the IRA for 30 years. This thing's going to make you money all the time. But for options traders, it's not the greatest stock to be in. But I think in this case, with all this room here that you have from, we'll call it 260 all the way up to 292, you could definitely see this as a great area to, wet your beak, if you will. Again, right here, if you want to play it safe, play it to the top of the volume shelf. It breaks through, great. Now you can get long at 275. Just a good idea. I think it looks great. Zoom, zoom, zoom. We have been pounding on this one. I wanted to buy it. I will be honest with all of you that are watching. I wanted to buy it somewhere in this area here. I felt like this was pretty good. Yeah, I think it was 367-ish. I wanted to buy it in here, and I was like, I shouldn't do it. I didn't buy it. I just said I'll be patient, and it's paying off. A lot of people are seeing this and saying this might be the bottom. I also agree. I think 336 is a great area to start buying. Not you don't put your whole portfolio into it. I'm just saying you nibble a little bit to be involved in it. Maybe you buy the February, 19th. I think it's February 19th. 385s. I'm making things up. 385s. Where's this trend line here? So 407. Sure, buy the 385s. You can buy them 2 months out. It needs to get up to 385, buy all the way here. Not a bad look. It's a little expensive, but the cool thing about Zoom is, if you guys remember, like in this area here, a $5 move up was $5, $6. It got up to here, and you had, these were Tesla numbers. If you wanted to go from the 550 to the 585 in a weekly, it was $8, $9, $10. Remember, it was crazy. So now all these premiums have been beaten down. I mean, this is a 200 point. Is it 200? 588 to 337. It's a 250 point drop. That kills premiums. That kills premiums left and right. And this is the area you want to start buying in. I will continue to add. I can't give you the strike prices because members get that, but I will tell you that we are looking at leaps, and we're looking to go big. And if it's good enough for ARK, it's good enough for us. Next, Nvidia. I mean, there's nothing else to be said. If you love charts, this is like chart nirvana. Literally, triangle, wedge, tight. All your beautiful little indicators are in here, ready to pop. Nvidia will go. If it, for some reason, fails, I do not expect Nvidia to fail out of this. They would have failed it out on Thursday, and they didn't. They tapped literally to the very bottom to test it, and it ran. So that tells me there's a lot of support in this little area here. A lot of support. If it gets down to 509, I think it's a reclaim and a go. I think that's the only reason it would get down. I expect big things out of Nvidia this week. I think 550 can happen. It's got to clear this area. It's got to clear, we'll call it, 530, 529, 530. But 550 can come quick. You got room to run right here. And by the way, members know we're already loaded in the video. We've been loaded here. We're just waiting for it. Two bonuses. You have to look at Bitcoin. You got to look at Ethereum. Ethereum hit 1,000 today. Alts are starting to run. Link, Dot, all these blockchain companies should be making money. This should be their most profitable quarter of all time. And you see on the first run up on Bitcoin at the beginning of December. I'm sorry, really, it was over here in November. It started running. I mean, just think about this. 40 days ago, Mara was a $2.40 stock. $2.40 45 days ago. One of our admins, Dr. His handle is Dr. Joshua has been collecting Mara since, I believe, over here, and he sells the puts and buys calls because he felt that blockchain was going to blow up, and you know what? He's absolutely right. And I honestly think this is a great buy. We're actually in Mara. We bought some time, but we're in some Mara calls. Again, can't tell you what it is. If you guys want to, know about that, join up, try out, see what the thought process is on that. But we actually had an issue where it lost the 8-day and it lost the view up, and then it reclaimed it and it came back. So with Bitcoin at 30 plus thousand, with all the alts running, and ETH was at 1,000 today. Bitcoin's currently at 33,155, 160. Excuse me. This thing's ready to go. I wouldn't be surprised if it chops in here a little bit for a big move, but again, it'll depend on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin's at 35 by the end of the week, 36, I expect it to move hard. And then the other one, of course, everybody's favorite, Riot. Look at this. Look at this. This is the bear market of if we go all the way back here, this was the bear market of, post, Bitcoin's previous all-time highs. And it was just, you thought you had a little bit here, got up to 6, and it just got beat down. I mean, at one point in March, when the March sell-off happened, it was 50 cents. Could you imagine that? If you felt like you thought Bitcoin you were so fundamental, you're like, I'm even going to buy a ton of Riot stock. You're even at $1. It's a 16x move. It's just absolutely crazy. And the volume has been crazy, 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 crazy. I think it has more to go. I would, as someone who likes to buy cheap options on the cheaper side, I'd love for this. This is kind of a bearish engulfing candle, I guess you could say. I would love for it to come back down to the 8-day. What's the 8-day here? $15. Boy, talk about a buy. I think everybody and their mom's going to buy it here at 15. It probably won't get there. It probably gets to here, and then it just starts taking off. Dr. Joshua has said that he believes that Riot is a $50 stock by 2022. Very interesting. Very interesting. So those are our plays. We appreciate you guys. Visit us at alphatraders.com. You guys check us out more, and we'll see you guys later.